Pooh Shiesty has had one interesting career so far. At only 21 years old, the Memphis, Tennessee-born rapper managed to sign a $1 million record deal with 1017 Records after the viral success of his songs 7.62 God and Shiesty Summer amassed millions of views online. Pooh Shiesty even managed to do songs with fellow rappers Lil Durk and Lil Baby. Those two videos have over 50 million views combined. But despite being a wealthy and successful upcoming rapper, Shiesty has still found himself in all types of legal trouble and is currently fighting a case that could have him facing life in prison. So join me today as we take a look at the criminal history of Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty was born on November 8, 1999 in Cane Creek Apartments in South Memphis, Tennessee, with his mother and father. Growing up, Pooh Shiesty had a decent childhood, but because he grew up in South Memphis, he never knew when he would lose someone he loved to the streets. Pooh Shiesty first said that the first time he got arrested was when he was in middle school. He doesn't give too much information about his arrest, but he says he got expelled from middle school and had to do some time at an alternative school, which got him some time in a juvenile detention center. Pooh Shiesty's earlier run-ins with the law didn't have the best outcome due to him being a minor at the time of his first few arrests, and luckily, he gave a good amount of detail of those arrests in an interview with the Streets News TV. In the interview, Pooh Shiesty mentioned that his second arrest was from an aggravated robbery, where apparently, Pooh Shiesty robbed someone at gunpoint. When Pooh Shiesty was caught, they put him on house arrest for who knows how long and charged him as an adult at just the age of 11. But later, on October 13, 2020, Pooh Shiesty was allegedly involved in a shooting in Bay Harbor Island, which was supposedly an intended robbery that left 2 men hospitalized. Lontrell Williams, also known as Pooh Shiesty, is facing charges including armed robbery with a firearm, and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, doing great bodily harm, aggravated assault with a firearm, and theft. The Bay Harbor police later had booked Pooh Shiesty into jail on Tuesday, October 14, 2020, after agreeing to surrender to the police. Arrest warrants were issued to Pooh Shiesty, but Pooh Shiesty and 2 other suspects following the Friday afternoon shooting at a condo parking lot in Bay Harbor, Miami, Florida. According to an arrest report, one of the victims had said that they had met Pooh Shiesty at the location to sell the rapper a pair of retro Air Jordans, and the other victim said they were meeting with the rapper to sell him marijuana and received a payment from a lime green McLaren they had rented from him. The police report said one of the victims had said that he was speaking to Williams in Williams' car when 2 men got out of another vehicle and approached him with guns. The victim said Williams, aka Pooh Shiesty, told him to get out of the car, and as he was getting out, he was shot in the buttocks. The second victim had stated that he was walking back to his car when he heard 2 gunshots and fell to the ground. Plus, victim 2 said that he turned around and looked at Pooh Shiesty, who was on the driver's side of the McLaren. And Pooh Shiesty pointed an assault rifle at him and said, "Don't try it, don't try it," before driving away. One of the victims was able to drive them both to a nearby hospital for treatment. The report said Shiesty fled the scene in a lime green McLaren, but left the Louis Vuitton bag filled with cash. Detectives searched Shiesty's Instagram account and found pictures of him with a lime green McLaren, another with a Louis Vuitton bag, and another of him showing cash, including a $100 bill whose serial number matched up with one of the bills found at the scene. Pooh Shiesty appeared to the court that following Wednesday when his bond was set at $30,000 and bonded out that same day. Pooh Shiesty's defense attorney says he's kind of a well-known guy. He's number 1 on Spotify right now. So to believe he showed up to allegedly rob the person with his own $30,000 in cash with someone that he rented the car from doesn't really add up. So that's most likely why his bond was set really low, and he ended up bonding out the same day his bond was set. And the judge had stated that she was okay with setting a bond since she thinks the case is missing a lot of evidence, and she doesn't generally set a bond for the armed robbery. But for this case, she would. Plus, the little time he was locked up, Gucci Mane was sang free as artist, and you really don't see Gucci doing that too often when some of his older artists had got locked up. And since he's been out, he's been dropping music consistently and using Instagram consistently, and hasn't really spoken about the situation with the robbery. But let's not forget that he's also been in some beef in the past with a rapper signed to CMG, known as Big Boogie. And I'm not 100% sure on all the details to do with the beef, but some heated words were said on Instagram Live and Facebook Live, and Pooh Shiesty also had some beef going on with a rival Memphis gang known as EBG. They recently dropped a remix of Pooh Shiesty's song, Back in Blood. Because if you didn't realize on Back in Blood, Pooh Shiesty was talking about the guys from the EBG clique when he said he shot up everywhere they were and to come get it, back in blood. In the end, I really hope Gucci can help Pooh Shiesty stay out of trouble and focus on his rap career, because he has an extremely bright future ahead of him. Well, if you enjoyed the criminal history video on Pooh Shiesty, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, as well as to see more videos like this. Also, feel free to comment more rappers you'd like to see the criminal history on. That's all for today. I'm out.